Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 2. We present about development of bus home. Group members are Mohana, Abigail, Nur Azila, Zahida, Siti Nur Atira and me Nur Karina. Next, we proceed with the introduction. Engineering economy is one of the subjects that is significant to engineering students, as it assists the student to apprehend that the economic knowledge is necessary for becoming a successful manager and decision maker. It is also a science that entails developing, estimating, and evaluating the projected economic result of options that are intended to achieve a specific goal. Engineering economy is important because it is to implement economic factors to know whether the project is practical using economic consideration, such as cost and benefit estimation. In the engineering economy, the benefits and expenses of projects involving engineering design and analysis are systematically assessed. Next is problem statement. Majority of the bus that is cannot be used always put aside and let the metal part of the engine rusty because of the oxidation process occur. It will lead to increment of waste disposal in the landfill as it will have excessive waste to be processed. The eco-friendly house building commonly use expensive cost for the construction and the buying cost for a house, as it is in high demand from the society and still in a development process. The eco-friendly bus house can bring benefits such as helping in minimal use of natural resources, as it uses recycled building materials such as reclaimed wood. It is also to encourage people to have a sustainable places beside of environmental friendly houses. Because of the waste disposal and amount of unused and not functioning bus issues, eco-friendly bus house is one of the steps to achieve the objective to reduce waste disposal. Next is objective. The first point is to minimize the waste disposal by recycle the old product that can be used, and the second objective is to develop the bus house into an eco-friendly house and minimize cost construction. The description of bus house. Bus house, or the other name is coolie. Bus house is a school bus that redeveloped into a function of a house and use upcycling method. Upcycling method is a way to recycle product that cannot be used as original function and modified into function that's suitable with the product. It does not need any support drivers or towing support like recreational vehicles such as caravans. And the last one is concept of the bus house. It is located in Muar Johor. The description for this bus house is one level floor bus. The total of the buses used is 4 and the area is 12 meter length and 3 meter width for each bus, and the total is 30 meter length and 10 meter width. But it is consists of bathroom, beds, kitchen and living room. The estimation cost is 150,000 ringgit, including the cost of plumbing, cost of the buses and material needed for the conversion process. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Siti Nur Atira presenting about the design of bus home. This project is developed the second-hand bus to become the new design to be used as accommodation for visitors. This project is developing 4 second-hand buses, and the size of each bus is 12 meter times 3 meter times 3 meter for length, width and height. The area for the accommodation is the 30 meter times 10 meter, which can accommodate 4 second-hand buses. The bus is consists of bedroom, toilet, kitchen, dining table and also Wi-Fi was provided as shown in the figure below. This is the view from the inside of the bus, from the outside of the bus, and the view of the 4 bus home in one area. Next is environmental sustainability element in the bus home. First is vinyl. The installation of the vinyl flooring can last for 10 to 20 years. It can save on waste and environmental impact of removing, disposing of and replacing the floor for decades at a time. The figures show that we use the vinyl for the flooring. Second is glass window. The application of the glass window can save the energy. It is most obvious in the case for insulating glass for window, and also used to generate the renewable energy through the solar thermal. Third is solar panel. Solar panels are designed to absorb the sun ray as source of energy for generating electricity and heating. That's why we put the solar panel at the top of the bus home, because the solar panel is an excellent way to save energy and reduce the power bill. Next is LED light. LED light contain non-toxic element, unlike the strip light that contain the noxious chemical that can contaminate the environmental when it disposed in landfill. Like LED light also draw the much less power than traditional lighting. Less energy use can reduce the demand from power plant and decrease the greenhouse gases emission. Next, rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting can reduce the pressure on process supply water, which enhance the green living. Rainwater harvesting has low environmental impact and can contribute achieving the human right to reliable drinking water supply. And last is wooden furniture. Wood is known to be one most natural renewable energy source, which means it will have less of an impact on environment compared to the other material. By using recycled wood, it can keep the carbon footprints very low, and generally wood is strong and durable.
Hello, my name is Nur Azila binti Muhammad Saleh. My metric number CN180123. I would like to present about work breakdown structure in this project. A work breakdown structure is a delivery-oriented grouping of a project work that defines its overall scope. A WBS in essence is a decomposition of a large overall project scope into smaller management tasks. The figure shows work breakdown structure for bus home project that consists 6 elements, which are procurement, substructure, superstructure, architecture work, mechanical and electrical work, and landscape work. Cost analysis. The cost analysis for project budget has been broken down into 4 phases, including preliminary, design, construction, and completion phase. For preliminary and design phase has a value of about 5%, while construction phase about 85% of budget. The balance of 5% will be in completion phase. The total for the whole element is RM108,456 and 26 cents. Cash flow is referred to the movement of money into and out in business. The cycle of cash inflow and cash outflows determines a business solvency. Cash flow analysis is the study of the cycle of a business cash inflow and outflow with the goal of maintaining an adequate cash flow and providing a basis for cash flow management. Cash flow analysis divided into construction period with a 6-month, 2-year fixed term tenancy. Rent for first 2 years is 100 per unit, and it will increase at rate of 2% after 2 years, and the maintenance also increase with 2% rate of every 2 years. This includes other costs charged with its maintenance fee for 1% of construction cost per year, tax and charge for 9,570, and the insurance of 1,000 per year. Cash flow diagram represent income and expense over a specific time period. The figure shows the cash flow diagram of bus home project from our calculation. The first value for outflow cost is RM123,456 and 26 cents. After the calculation, the cash inflow for first 2 years is RM144,000, while for cash outflow is RM12,070. The cash inflow for consecutive 2 years is RM146,880, while the cash outflow is RM12,100. The cash inflow for year 5 and 6 is RM149,817 and 60 cents, and for outflow is RM12,130 and 60 cents. Gross profit at end of concession of period for 6 years is RM275,373 and 70 cents.
A very good day to Dr. Roslinda and Dr. Azrin. So I am Mohana Bigi Balakrishnan, CN180119. I would like to start my presentation with life cycle cost. LCC refers to the total cost across the entire life cycle of a project. So LCC can be categorized into 2: initial cost and future cost. Initial costs are it's actually a primary cost. For example, mobilization, site utilities. Future cost is recurring and repetitive. Recurring, for example, alteration and overhaul. Repetitive is maintenance, operation, administration, and repairing costs. So there's a 3 benefit of LCC. First one is LCC can be a contribute to the green building certification because LCC is a mandatory credit in green building certification scheme. Second is long-term value. It can discover and correct the defect in original design, and it produces better durability and less maintenance cost. Third is reliable planning and reduced risk. LCC is a great planning tools, and it can avoid surprises such as sudden costs. There are 5 steps in LCC procedure. First one is determine the time for entire life cycle of our project. Second is estimate the value of each cost component, for example, superstructure, substructure, and many works. Third is calculate the net value by estimating the future income. Fourth is calculate the LCC in terms of present value, and then finally analyze the reason and effect of life cycle costing. But in terms of pricing, life cycle cost estimates and accumulates cost over a product for entire life cycle. Second, performance management. It highlights the cost consequences from making and developing a product. Third, decision making. LCC help premises in making a decision in terms of cost reduction. Okay, now I enter project finance analysis for a project bus home. So from the 100%, 30% from debt and 70% is from equity. So debt is 45,000 and equity is 105,000. Calculation of equity, we use data from Bersum ratio Berhad with percentage of 0.69, risk-free rate at 3.23%, and expected return from the market is 6.98. Therefore, our expected return from the share is 8.56%. Next, calculation of debt. We take loan from the BSN for 3 years and the interest rate is 6.38% per annum. And our rate of debt is 6.52%. WCC of our project bus home is 7.48%.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Zaida and I will talk about the discussion. The project finance analysis has a budget of 150,000 ringgit with a debt 30% to equity 70% ratio. The debt of 30%, which is 45,000 ringgit, and equity of 70%, which is 105,000 ringgit. Using the CAPM formula to calculate the equity, the better of the investment is from the Bursa Malaysia Berhad that has a value of 0.69 and the risk-free rate and expected return of the market is 3.23 and 6.98 respectively. Based on this implied market risk premium at MPR Malaysia in May 2020, the equity of this project is 8.56% and debt while the debt of this project is 6.52%. The weighted average cost of capital WACC is 7.48%. For cost analysis has four phases. The preliminary phases and the design phases have the same value of 75,000 because both has the value of 5% of the budget cost. The same value goes for the completion phases, while the construction phases has the value of 1,275,000 because construction cost has a value of 85% of the budget cost. The total cost of this project is 1,456.26 ringgit Malaysia that consists element of substructure, superstructure finishing, fitting and furnishing, M&E and landscape. The material used in this bus home design is the solar panel, LED lighting, motion sensor light, automatic light using the LDR for the energy efficiency. The water conservation alternative is using the auto pipe and the rainwater harvesting. For the green material used is the green roof with the wood wall and the gapped glasses window for a better air quality. There is the other material used in this bus home design that is using ceramic as the toilet floor and windmill for the floor. The door will be using the aluminum type of bifold. The NPC of the present value is more than 0, so the project is acceptable. As for the conclusion, by implementing sustainable building construction practice has been an alternative in building industry as economic advancement while minimizing the impact on the environment. The framework has the potential to significantly accelerate understanding and implementation of the sustainable in building construction. Its purpose is to provide a general framework for improving the quality and comparability of method for assessing building environmental performance. It identifies and describes issues to consider when using the method for assessing the environmental performance of new or existing building. This sustainable requirement will apply throughout the various stages of the building life cycle, beginning with its design, continued useful life, and management of the building waste during the demolition stage. This framework lays the groundwork for the creation of the decision support tool to aid in the decision-making process when implementing sustainable in construction project. The benefit of implementing effectiveness of this framework would deny the invalid accusation that the green building project is expensive and ineffective in the long term run.